I thought we'd do today, since I'm assuming most of you are coming from a Christian background, not a Jewish or Muslim, we'll look at the Genesis account, and then I want to give you a sampler. You guys remember what hermeneutics is? What's hermeneutics again? We talked about literal, historical, grammatical. We talked about allegorical.
Interpretation.
Thank you. The art of interpretations is hermeneutics. So I'm going to give you a sampler of different interpretations of Genesis 1 and 2. And hopefully you've been reading that. And I'm not going to tell you what to believe. I'm just going to show you how different people read it and the conclusions they come to.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was formless and empty, and waters and darkness was over the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. God saw the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. The second day God said, "Put an expanse between the waters on the earth and the waters above." And God called the expanse sky. On the third day God said, "Let dry ground appear and separate the waters on the earth." And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, "Let the land produce vegetation, plants and trees, the land produced plants and trees bearing fruit according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good." The fourth day God said, "Let there be lights in the expanse of the sky to give light on earth." And it was so. God made two great lights, the sun to govern the day, and the moon to govern the night. He also made the stars and set them in the expanse of the sky. And God saw that it was good. On the fifth day God said, "Let the waters be filled with living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the sky." So God created the great creatures of the sea, and every winged bird according to its kind. And there was evening and there was morning the fifth day. And God said, "Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, livestock, creatures that move along the ground, and wild animals, each according to its kind." And it was so. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea and the birds of the air, over the livestock, over all the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. And there was evening and there was morning the sixth day. By the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. So on the seventh day, he rested.
I told you about this Blue Letter Bible app, and I just kind of wanted to show you how that works today. I just typed in here Genesis 1. Before we go on though, just based on that video, it was kind of like a reading and dramatization of the creation account in Genesis 1. From what you know of contemporary scientific theory, What's some of the things that leap out to you as problematic with the Genesis account?
God created light, but he didn't create the sun and the stars.
I was just thinking the same thing, yeah.
Right, so we have light before what at least modern science is telling us is what's producing light in our cosmos. So that's really freaky.
Why would he create light before, like, the trees? Oh, sorry, after, like, trees and stuff like that? So you can see what he's
Okay, that's another problem. We know plants need sunlight
Yeah.
for, you know, photosynthesis, how they convert sunlight into energy. We have plants before light. What else was going on in there? What about the chronology? By this, the earth is older than the sun. That's a problem, right? The universe, roughly, we're talking about 14 billion years at the latest estimates. I believe the earth is right about 4.5, 4.6 is what they estimate it to be. But in the Genesis account, you have the earth before the Big Bang or whatever they were trying to act like that was when God separates the light from the darkness. You already have the earth existing. So that's problematic.
Nitpicking, but technically the moon isn't a light, it reflects the light of the sun. So it's saying God created two lights, it's really just one light.
And to be fair to creationists, these are not scientific laws. These are all theories. Now, very strong theories with lots of things to back them up on why we think this is true. But I will give them that. It's not like we could just go outside of the solar system, right, and see what happened or was created. So this is all being done through inference. And inference is going to bring in your worldview piece, and I'll explain that later. But these are just, on a cursory glance, some of the problems going on with the Genesis narrative as it relates to our modern understanding of science.